on behalf of the National Tractor Pullers Association, I would like to welcome and congratulate your 2024 Super Farm Grand National Champion, Ryan Anderson, the Checking Out International from Houston, Illinois. Ryan, great season for the Green Galvanized Stairs Checking Out tractor.
It was a kind of an up and down year. We started out really good and had some parts failures, and just kind of had to work our way through that.
Yeah, so started out the season, as you say, very well. Farley, Iowa, with a win, and then unfortunately the Saturday session was rained out, and then from there's a long break.
There was till Brandenburg. So we kind of looked it over, thought we were ready to go, and headed to Brandenburg.
Yeah, so another win in Brandenburg. So 2 wins, first 2 hooks, so got out to a good points lead, and then from at the second session in Brandenburg, an 11th place, so just outside the top 10, not great, but not terrible. And then from there, moved on to Rockwell, Iowa. You were in the points lead the first night in Brandenburg, and then going into Rockwell, you were down a few points, and then in Rockwell, struggled the first hook.
We did. That's where we really found out we had a problem, and we started kind of chasing it the rest of the season, trying to figure out where we were headed.
Yeah, so the second hook in Rockwell, though, turned out very well.
It did. We kind of corrected part of our problem, but we didn't get it all fixed. So from there, we kind of started wrenching and looking and kind of trying to figure out what we needed to do.
Yeah, so after Rockwell, you go into Bowling Green, Ohio, 5 points back, and a couple of pretty good finishes there in Bowling Green.
Yeah, we felt pretty good coming out of Bowling Green. Of course, that's always tough with so many competitors. Just anytime you can come out there in the top 10, that's a success.
Yes, absolutely. The National Tractor Pulling Championships, huge classes, especially in Super Farm, and a lot of tough competition. So going into the final 2 hooks in Sandwich, Illinois. Now this is a little bit different in Sandwich. It's not a 2-day hook. There are 2 hooks, but it's afternoon and evening. And in your home state, you go in down by 2 points, and you get a win in the afternoon session to take the lead by a single point. Now, what's going through your mind in Sandwich?
Just to stay aggressive. With that group of guys we pull with, you've got to stay aggressive. You can't lay back, as you can see in the point standings throughout the season. You gotta really lay it all on the line every time you go to pull.
Right, and if I recall correctly, you had some great success a year ago in Sandwich as well.
We did. So we went back to the notebook and kind of checked that out and see if we could kind of mimic what we did the year before.
Yeah, because for the 2023 season, you rebuilt the entire tractor. And so it took you some time, you said.
It did. It basically took us a whole year to kind of redevelop everything that we did. Once we kind of got things figured out in this 24 season, then things kind of started to fall together a little bit.
Yes, and so a lot of pressure, battling up to the last hook, Sandwich, Illinois, going up by a point into the last hook. Tell us about that last hook.
It was pretty nerve-wracking, but thank goodness I'd been there before. I knew the track, trusted my equipment, and I knew that I had everything I needed to make it happen. I just needed to do my job. So Kent worked on things really hard. We had a big break there before we went to Sandwich, so we really worked the tractor over and just really made sure everything was in tip-top shape.
And it definitely worked out. Another win on Saturday night in Sandwich to clinch in dramatic fashion. 5 wins on the season, your second Grand National title. How does that feel?
That feels pretty amazing, really. I really didn't think we had a shot to even win this year, especially the points. The other guys were just so consistent. It was just, that was the name of the game, and any time in this sport is just be consistent. So that was what we tried to do.
Right, and you were, only twice did you finish outside of the top 10 in a very competitive, tightly contested Super Farm division. What would you say were the biggest challenges this year, Ryan?
Probably the biggest challenge was just trying to make sure everything was ready to go. We've been busy at work and things like that back home, so things got neglected a little bit compared to normal. So we didn't have things ready to go like normal, but we really worked hard when we did have some breaks, and that really helped us out, having some breaks in between.
What would you say was the biggest highlight of this 2024 championship campaign?
I would definitely say probably Sandwich. Going into that pole down some points and then coming out ahead and winning the championship, that was a pretty humbling experience. I really never thought we had a shot. And then when I won, it just kind of felt surreal that it actually happened. So
Yeah, and to do it in your home state, I think half the town of Houston was there.
They were. So a lot of people we know from even surrounding communities that moved up around Sandwich, they were there with us. So we had a lot of friends, a lot of family. It was really neat.
Yes. So who do you want to thank for making this happen, Ryan?
Well, there's a lot of people I need to thank. Hopefully I don't forget somebody, but number one, I need to thank Kent Payne. Without him and all of his wisdom and knowledge, I couldn't even do what I do without him. My crew, Robert Danner, Justin Jeffries, DJ McCullough, my daughter Faith, for all the time that she lets me stay away from her and work at the shop, and my wife, I really appreciate them being patient with me. Green Galvanized Stairs, of course, that help sponsor us and make everything we do a success. Hot Shot Secret, Weimer Fuel, Apex Turbo, and Ryan Salbean. Those are the guys that really make that thing tick.
All right. So any last thoughts on this championship campaign? I mean, number 2 championship-wise, you've been at this a while now and you've been very successful.
I've really learned, over the years that each one's pretty special. So, a couple of years ago, I really thought after we won the first one, the second year, I thought, boy, we really got this figured out. And everything looked like it was going to fall into place, and then we had some parts failures. So I just have really kind of taken it in stride and just do the best you can. That's all you can do.
That's right. Once again, congratulations, your 2024 NTPA Grand National Super Farm Champion, the Green Galvanized Stairs. Check it out international. Ryan Anderson, Houston, Illinois. Congratulations, Ryan.
Thanks, Darren.